Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. After a slight vacay trip delay, we are back.
We're back.
We are back. We are making a pact to get more consistent with our message.
Yeah, but it was a hell of a trip, and we're not going to talk about it on this podcast. But
no,
on
that
the
deserves
next
its
one,
own podcast.
Yeah, on the next one, we are going to talk about that trip. We just got back, spent a couple days in Scottsdale with what I would consider a mastermind group. A lot of different business owners, had some speakers. Great trip.
Great training.
Yeah, great training, and then flew to Las Vegas. Got to see a little football and hang out there with friends.
Go Chiefs.
Yeah, that was a great trip, but we are back. So we obviously missed last week, but we're ready to rock and roll today.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. So let's jump into today. We've got a good message for today.
Yeah, I think that there are so many people out there that don't start anything. Just don't start something due to fears. And when I say that, I mean anything, right? Like it could be going all in on your fitness, finally solving this fitness thing once and for all. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's all three, right? But today we're going to break down how to get started. And I want you to think there's something in your own life right now that you're thinking of, that you're wanting to start. And as I explain what I see, you can certainly draw parallels. I'm launching a new program, and so I'm speaking to a lot of people, just even in the last 2 to 3 days, ramping up for this new 10-day program.
Yeah, your calendar's been full.
Jesus.
It's a good thing.
People are ready.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like October hits and it's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. But when I talk to potential clients, one thing I can see in their eyes and hear in their voice is they're scared. They're scared to start. And sometimes it's because they've failed before. Sometimes it's because they saw a friend that maybe has what they want, but they got it by eating rabbit food and restricting and never being able to socialize. And, they don't start because they're like, no way, I don't want to do that. That sucks. And sometimes the fear of investing money in themselves is the problem. Like, I know I've struggled with that at times, just that initial leap, especially when you weren't involved in the product. It was like really taking a huge chance on myself, not us. I knew we were successful. Does any of this resonate with you? Sometimes people, it's a fear that they thought they have to change everything in their life and cut everybody out. They can't have any fun. I know that that's a fear for some people. Does any of this resonate with you? Do all of them resonate with you? And I'm sure you're thinking at some point, yeah, that sounds like me. So how do we get past all these things?
Well,
Matt has a solution.
I have a story.
Oh.
I want to start with a story of a guy that I found on Instagram. His name is, and I'm going to butcher his last name, but I'm going to try and say it.
Okay.
And this guy's an influencer, so you can find him out there pretty easily. His name is Jesse Itzler, Itzler. And his story, it just happened to come across on Instagram, and I saw it, and it drew me in. And he has this very long story, and he chops it up really nicely. But the piece that caught me was how he started Marquise, I think I'm saying that right, Marquise Jet with no experience. If you're not familiar with that company, it is a private jet rental company. And he started with zero experience. So he knows nothing about the aviation business, but he sees this opportunity. He's all in on it. And what I just said is key, and here's why. He didn't know that he needed FAA approval. He didn't know that he needed to go to the Department of Transportation and get approval. And he didn't know that he initially needed to raise $5 million to get the company started. But what he did was he took the first step. And he went step by step. First, he found an attorney to work with the FAA. Then found another attorney to work with the Department of Transportation. And then he started raising money. He didn't know he had to do all that when he started. That's why I said it was key. He sees an opportunity. He didn't look at all the things that had to be done. He didn't know he had to do that, but he understood how to take big things and chop them into small bites to overcome it. There's always going to be obstacles, no matter what you're doing. You just have to keep knocking those obstacles down one by one.
I love this story, and I know that you've become enamored is not the right word.
That's pretty close.
But there's so many parallels even with our own story.
Yeah.
I mean, I have zero experience running my own business, and neither of us were in fitness. Both of us were newbies in fitness, and we opened a gym. And look where we are today with the success of those two clubs. I love that. I want you to finish the story because there's more to this story, guys, so please listen. But I want to go back to what I said earlier that I see holding clients back. And I asked when I said those things, do they resonate? Does this sound like you? Are these the thoughts that are in your head? I know they did. So how do we move past I can't do this to I'm all in? And it really comes down to being able to see the opportunity just like Jesse did. And what I mean by that is instead of thinking of all the reasons why something is scary, think about the opportunity. I use the analogy, you're looking over a crevice. Do I jump? What if I flop? I'm like, what if you fly? What are you focusing on? Think about how good it would feel to get up every morning and look in the mirror and feel confident. Not just good, not just healthy. I got to be honest. When I'm feeling it, I don't look in the mirror and go, damn, I'm healthy. It's just, sorry.
I don't think anyone says that.
Like, I just want to feel, no, I want to feel fucking bulletproof in my skin. I want to know that when I'm on stage presenting to 1,000 women, they're like, man, you can be a mom and a CEO and a successful business person and have the body of your dreams. What would that feel like to be able to put on clothes and not have to change 3 more times trying to find something that fits and that complements every single part of your body? You have an opportunity right in front of you for you to say, yes, I am all in on myself. Now, he saw the opportunity, but didn't let all the potential scary stuff stop him. I'm sure he thought about it, but it didn't debilitate him. He just kept knocking down obstacles. Was there probably difficult moments? Of course. That's why they're called obstacles, right? There are no roads with just green lights. There's going to be times you have to stop. And he has an unbelievable story about starting at point A and getting to Z. No one ever tells stories about anyone that stays at point A. Don't you want that story of how you saw the opportunity and you moved forward even though you weren't sure how all the pieces would fit? And then when you got to the end, you were like, holy shit, all the pieces fit. What if they did?
Yeah, the next, I'm going to jump back into that story because it gets really interesting.
I'm going to Google how to pronounce his name.
And it does. This is where the obstacles come in. So, like I said, he got the attorney to get with the Department of Aviation, the FAA, and the next thing is he needs to raise $5 million. And this guy he's brand new in his career. He doesn't have $5 million. He doesn't have connections to go raise $5 million.
He doesn't have credibility.
No. So he knows he needs to get in front of rich people.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to do. And he sees all these rich people going to this thing called the TED conference. This is a while back. This isn't before TED Talks became really popular, but he saw all these rich people go to this conference, the TED conference. So he goes to it, but he can't get in because he didn't have credentials. Not only does he not have money, he doesn't even have credentials to get into this conference. So he goes to the coffee shop across the street to try and think, all right, what's my plan? What am I going to do? And as he's sitting there, he sees a ton of people just come in, and they're coming in big groups, and they're ordering lattes and muffins. And he realizes that what's going on is they're on a break from this TED conference, and the groups are coming in and getting a latte and getting muffins at that time. So he has this brilliant idea. It's crazy.
This is so innovative.
He wakes up like at 4:30 the next morning, whatever it is. Gets up super early, and he goes to this place, and he buys them out of all of their muffins. There's no muffins left. The break starts, and the first guy that comes in goes up, and as he saw the first day, he says, "Can I get a latte and muffin?" And they said, "Yeah, we can get you a latte, but we're all out of muffins." And he says, "Okay, no problem." Gets his latte, starts to walk out, and as he's walking out, Jesse says, "Hey, I heard you wanted a muffin, and there I sold out, but I've got a couple extras if you'd like to have one. I've got them right over here." And the guy says, "Man, I really appreciate that. So what do you do?" And he tells him what he does, Marquise Jet, and the guy goes, "Wow, that's crazy. I'm actually looking to buy a jet right now." And this guy didn't know who he was. This guy sold his company for $1 bajillion and now is looking for a private jet. And that was Jesse's first customer.
I love just innovative, right? Now, this would never happen to our clients because we don't order muffins. We would be like, "Where's the egg whites? Thank you." I'm just kidding. You can have a muffin. But I think it's an incredible story of making your own luck and breaking the pieces down. Like, I don't necessarily believe in luck. I do believe in fortune. And I do believe that the universe conspires for you. I don't believe in luck. There is no chance, right? There's only destiny. But when you take the first step and you keep going, eventually luck, fortune, the universe, whatever spiritual deity you believe, God, I believe once you take that first step and you keep going consistently, it will find you. I think that story is a perfect analogy of what winners do. He did not have the knowledge to get started, right? He was curious. He clearly didn't have the money. But what he did have is the ability to see the end goal without some of the struggles in the middle. He was able to look past that. He knew that there was going to be a hurdle. Great, I'm still looking at the finish line. He found a way. We normally like to leave our podcasts, we like to leave you with basic steps to put into practice. Things like do this, do that. But today is a little different. I want you to sit back. I want you to think about this goal, this idea, this dream. Think about something you so badly want to do. And I want you to just make the negatives and the impossibilities vanish. I want you to just poof, they're gone. What if you could just see the finish line? What does that look like? What does it feel like? Think about all the possibilities. And after you do that, I cannot wait to hear from you. I'm looking forward to next week. Like, I'm looking forward to getting the messages of our listeners, our viewers, sitting in that room of possibilities and what it actually did to their vibration. I'm excited to connect next week. And so I hope that you can take that moment and give yourself that visualization of the goal line. Give yourself that chance to sit in the possibilities. And as always, if you found value with today, please share it with someone that you can also see all of their opportunities. Guys, we're going to wrap it up. I hope this was such a fire episode for you. I know I liked it. We'll learn how to pronounce his name.
Yes.
In the next time. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up. Have a great one.